What's up, everyone? Chris from jamplay.com with another beginner lesson for you. Today we're going to be talking about triads. What is a triad, you ask? We've covered major scales a little bit, and we've covered intervals. So the explanation for triads ought to make sense. A triad is simply three notes, hence tri, with the one of a scale or chord, the 3 and the 5 all played in sequence, so melodically or harmonically all together. Okay, so what we're doing is we're defining a root, which in this case, in this particular triad, is the bass note, and then we're taking an interval of a third, we're putting that above the root, and an interval of a fifth, and putting that also above the root. So that's a basic triad. Today we're going to be covering two forms of triads and a number of different inversions. So a form of a triad is where the notes are altered in some way. In this case we're going to be covering major triads, which is root, regular third, fifth, and a minor triad, which is root, lowered third, lowered 1 fret, and a fifth. So major is root 3, 5, or 1, 3, 5, and minor is root flat 3, 5, or 1, flat 3, 5. Now an inversion is you're going to be rearranging the notes. So here we're playing the notes in order, 1, 3, 5. Every first inversion triad is, instead of having your root as the bass note, you're going to have your third as a bass note. So your first inversion triad is going to be 3, then you're going to be going to your fifth, and then your root. So your first inversion triad, third in the bass, third, fifth, root. Okay? Then your second inversion triad is going to be fifth as the bass note, then your root in the middle, and then your third on the top. So these all have unique sounds to them, but they're all the same notes. They're just used in different contexts, and you probably heard these things all the time. Triads are very, very powerful when used correctly. Well, even when used incorrectly, they can be powerful. So let's go over these positions that I'm playing really quick. Today we're going to be learning our triad positions based off of strings 4, 3, and 2, and 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to be learning two different string sets of triad positions. And there also is a backing track that we're going to be working over in the lesson today to start applying some of these things. So to teach these shapes, we're going to be working out of the key of G, and this first one here is going to be third finger, 5th fret, then second finger, 4th fret, first finger, 3rd fret, and that's going to be on strings 4, 3, and 2. That's a major triad, and it's played with these 3 fingers. Okay? To simply make this triad minor, remember this is a regular, no inversion or anything, just a regular position, so we're going to be lowering this middle note, which is the third, a half step. That gives us our minor triad. Major, minor. Okay? The next position we're going to look at is the first inversion, major, third in the bass. Okay? So that would be 9th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, 3rd string, 8th fret, B string or 2nd string. Okay, since this is a first inversion triad, our third is the bass note. We're going to lower that 1 fret or a distance of a half step. And I'm going to change my fingering around. You could do that, but I'm going to change my finger to make it easier to play. There's my minor triad in this position. So major, minor. Next, we're going to deal with our second inversion, G major triad. And this can be played with your first finger on the 12th fret across your 4th, your 3rd, and your 2nd strings. Okay? Now, because this is a second inversion triad, our 3rd is on the top and our 5th is in the bass. So we're going to lower the 3rd right here, a distance of a half step, 1 fret, and we're going to get this. Okay? Let me blow through these really quick and you can hear the differences and similarities between the two. So we've got G major, G minor, G major first inversion, G minor first inversion, G major second inversion, G minor second inversion. Refer to the supplemental content and that'll help you get these things memorized for jamming to the track. Let's move on to our second sets of triads in G major. These are going to be on strings 3, 2, and 1. Let's take a quick breather and we'll cover those in the next section.